a group of online investigators obsessed with deciphering the meaning behind Slenderman sightings and the increasingly distorted found footage appearing online, discovers a hidden pattern within the static and visual anomalies, a signal that suggests Slenderman is not just a creature, but a symptom of a reality-altering event, a singularity that is slowly consuming and rewriting the world. It began, as it always did, with the static. Not the random, chaotic static of a malfunctioning television, but a patterned static, a structured static, a static that seemed to communicate. It appeared in videos, in photos, in audio recordings, always in proximity to sightings of him, Slenderman. We were a small group scattered across the globe, connected by a shared obsession, the Slenderman mythos. We weren't the thrill-seeking teenagers venturing into the woods with shaky cameras. We were analysts, coders, digital archaeologists, sifting through the ever-growing mountain of found footage, testimonials, and cryptic clues, searching for a pattern, a meaning, a truth behind the faceless horror. We called ourselves the Static Collective. Our forums were filled with dissected images, analyzed audio files, and increasingly complex theories. We debated his origins, his motives, his methods. Was he an ancient entity, a tulpa, a government experiment gone wrong, a being from another dimension? Was he a single entity or multiple? Was he even real? The traditional Slenderman stories, the missing children, the forest stalkings, the proxy cults, were unsettling enough. But the newer material, the found footage that was surfacing in the darkest corners of the internet, was different. It was more distorted, more fragmented, more unreal. The videos showed reality itself breaking down, glitching, rewriting itself. Buildings would shift and change. Landscapes would warp and contort. People would flicker in and out of existence, their faces blurred, their bodies distorted, as if they were being erased, rewritten, consumed by the static. And always in the background, he was there, Slenderman. A silent, looming presence, his form often obscured by the static, by the distortions, but his influence undeniable. Our lead coder, a reclusive genius known only as Cipher, discovered something groundbreaking. He developed an algorithm, a program designed to analyze the static in the found footage, to extract any hidden patterns, any underlying signals. What he found was terrifying. The static was not random. It was structured, complex, a language of sorts, a code that was constantly shifting, evolving, learning. And within that code, Cipher found a recurring sequence, a signature that appeared in every piece of footage, in every sighting, in every distorted reality. He called it the static signal. The static signal was more than just a code. It was a blueprint, a set of instructions, a program that was slowly, insidiously rewriting reality itself. It was a virus, not of the flesh, but of existence. And Slenderman, he was not the source of the signal. He was a symptom, a manifestation of the instability, a herald of the coming change. Cipher's discovery triggered a wave of panic and debate within the collective. Some refused to believe it, dismissing it as a delusion, a product of our collective obsession. Others embraced it, seeing it as the ultimate truth, the final piece of the Slenderman puzzle. But as the static signal intensified, as the glitches in reality became more frequent, more pronounced, the debate became irrelevant. The world around us was changing. We started to see it in our own lives, not just in the found footage. Flickering lights, distorted reflections, missing objects, altered memories. The fabric of reality was thinning, weakening, becoming unstable. People began to disappear, not in the dramatic, violent way of the old stories, but subtly, gradually, as if they were being erased from existence, their memories fading from the minds of their loved ones, their presence musha fela from the world. Then the mergings began. Objects, people, places, from different times, different realities began to bleed into our own. A Roman centurion appearing in a modern supermarket. A Victorian-era street superimposed over a suburban neighborhood. A dinosaur skeleton flickering in and out of existence in a museum. Reality was becoming fragmented, unstable, a chaotic jumble of timelines and dimensions, all converging, all collapsing in on themselves. Cipher, driven to the brink of madness by his discovery, believed he had found a way to stop it. He believed that the static signal was emanating from a single point, a singularity, a place where the fabric of reality was weakest, where the veil between dimensions was thinnest. He called it the Slenderman singularity. He believed that if he could reach the singularity, if he could understand the static signal, if he could somehow reverse it, he could save the world, restore reality, erase Slenderman and the chaos he represented. But the journey to the singularity was perilous. It required venturing into the heart of the glitching reality, into the places where the static signal was strongest, where the world was breaking down, where Slenderman's influence was most potent. The remaining members of the collective, driven by a desperate hope and a growing sense of dread, decided to follow Cipher, to help him reach the singularity, to try to stop the unraveling of reality. The final scenes are a descent into madness, a journey through a fractured, distorted world, where the laws of physics no longer apply, where time has no meaning, where the very concept of reality is dissolving. They encounter other survivors, people who have been touched by the static signal, their minds shattered, their bodies warped, their realities twisted beyond recognition. They are the echoes of a dying world, the remnants of a reality that is being erased. They face manifestations of Slenderman, not as a single entity but as a multitude, as fragments of a broken consciousness, each one reflecting a different aspect of his terrifying nature. They witness the merging of realities, the collision of timelines, the collapse of all that is, and finally, they reach the singularity. It is not a place, but a state, a point of absolute chaos, of infinite potential, of utter nothingness. It is the source of the static signal, the heart of the glitch, the birthplace of Slenderman. Cipher, his mind almost completely gone, believes he can control it, that he can use the singularity to rewrite reality, to create a new world, a world free from the chaos, from the suffering, from Slenderman. But he is wrong. The singularity is not a tool, it is a force. It cannot be controlled, it cannot be understood, it can only be observed. As Cipher reaches out to touch the singularity, he is consumed by the static signal, his body dissolving, his mind shattering, his very existence erased. The remaining members of the collective, witnessing Cipher's fate, realize the horrifying truth. There is no stopping the singularity. There is no reversing the static signal. There is only acceptance. They make a choice. They choose to let go, to surrender to the chaos, to become part of the glitch, to merge with the unraveling reality. The story ends with a final, distorted image, a glimpse of the world after the singularity, a world where the familiar laws of physics no longer apply, where reality is fluid, malleable, constantly shifting. Slenderman is no longer a monster. He is a constant. He is everywhere and nowhere, a part of the fabric of the new reality, a symbol of the chaos, of the glitch, of the unending, unknowable horror that has consumed everything. He is the static. He is the signal. He is all that remains. The singularity has happened, and the world is gone, replaced by an infinite, ever-changing nightmare. A nightmare ruled by the static signal and by Slenderman.